It's 1991. Birds and people are living together in seemingly perfect harmony. Until one day, a young man catches fire. This is Phoenix.
You've been knocked down and got up again. In a corner, you're surrounded, no defenders. You've hit your fury and kept it in. But it's time now, you ignite and turn to embers. Like a phoenix, you burst in a fire burn. A thirst and desire, you transform right up in a flash. You spread your wings to rise from the ashes. Phoenix, you burst in a fire burn. A thirst and desire, you transform right up in a flash. You spread your wings to rise from the ashes.
Get ready for verse 2, Electric Boogaloo.
You see the truth behind the veil, and you know that they're just looking for.
Good evening. Welcome to another knee-jerk stream. We still have one more game to go tomorrow. Leicester versus Nottingham Forest. I'm very happy because I have Danny Ward in goal. So what else could possibly go wrong this week? But we're going to talk about Game Week 9. I hope you are all doing well. I'm sure you're all doing better than me. Where Haaland captain has outscored my entire team. I think it's fair to say the Game Week 9 wildcard has been bad. I mean, I could have captained Haaland and I guess it wouldn't have been so bad, but it's definitely been worse than if I captained in Game Week 8. Wildcard in Game Week 8. I think it might be close to 60 points difference. Maybe 50, which is absolutely ridiculous. But it is what it is. I'm on 44 points. 44 points. Salah didn't go too well. 1 assist. Watching that Man United game, I said it before Man City even scored. I said this is going to be a long day, and they scored like 2 minutes later. It was so bad. Yeah, look, I know. Salah's bad. I get it. Yeah, Salah's awful. Salah's really bad. Holding my hands up. I still think maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like an 18-point swing is just so brutal. Like it's so harsh. But it is what it is. And annoyingly, I almost swapped. I swapped to Haaland on the deadline stream very late on, then I just swapped back. But I do think Haaland might be a good captain this week. Now, I don't think it's season done at all. The only kind of slight issue I can see is if Haaland keeps. Well, he's probably going to keep this up, right? As long as he's fit, he's going to probably. He's going to keep scoring, right? Because he's playing for Man City. How can he not score goals? So everyone's going to captain him every week. And obviously then we've got a reset at Christmas where people are going to have very similar teams. Then we've got a second wild card where people are going to have similar teams again. I do wonder whether it's going to be difficult to claw back these points. So I don't think it's season over, but I'm probably going to have a bad season, yeah, for sure. I certainly wouldn't say see. I think I'm 50 points off top 100k. It's not. I mean, you can turn that around pretty quick. I will definitely be captaining Haaland in Game Week 10, though. Definitely captaining Haaland in Game Week 10. I'd even, to be honest, if there wasn't, blanks and stuff coming up, I'd even consider Salah to De Bruyne. But I think that's a little bit knee-jerk. I think once I sleep on it tonight, I'll be fine. Tomorrow, I'll just roll my transfer. I'm sure it'll be fine. I've still got triple captain, but that's not going to matter, right? Everyone's just going to use it on Haaland in the double game week. 23 points behind everyone else. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, that ain't much. It's not just that. I think the annoying thing is just every slight thing I've been maybe not 50-50 on, but been between. It's just not gone well. It's like last week. If I'd wildcard, I would have been up on points. If I got Son, I would have been up on points. I did neither. down 17 points or 20 or even with wildcard, I think it was. And then this week, not captaining Haaland, it's really bad. I don't buy this whole stubbornness. Like, there's idiots on Twitter that are like, you know, when you get rid of your pride or whatever, you'll start captain. It's nothing to do with that. It's just that's just what idiots say. But I will definitely be captaining Haaland in game week 10 for sure. Yeah, exactly. So if I'd wildcarded in game, I know this is ifs and buts and all that rubbish. You know, if my whatever auntie had wheels, she'd be a bike, whatever people say. But I think I would have been about 20 points up just in game week 8. And then this week I would have had Kane instead of Salah. So I think that was 1 extra point. I would have captained Haaland because I wouldn't have had Salah. So that's an extra, 18 points. So that's like 40 already. I would have had Bowen, so that's 54. I also would have had Trippier and no Trent. So I think that's like 60 maybe. But I wouldn't have had Danny Ward. So, you know, maybe he'll get like 30 points tomorrow. Oh my god! In 2 weeks to lose 50 to 60 points, that is horrible. That's horrible. Do you want to know something fun though? I checked Salah's stats. I'm going to talk about Salah's stats. Get over it. I checked Salah's stats after the game yesterday. His expected goal involvement per 90 is now the same as the second season he was at Liverpool, where he scored 22 goals and 12 assists. 259 points. So his underlying numbers are exactly the same. He's just not getting the freaking return. Well, he is getting returns. He's got 6 and 7. But the problem now, and maybe this is what I've taken too long to realise, is not necessarily that Salah's completely awful. It's that Haaland's just absolutely ridiculous. And I've just got to accept it now. I think I'm going to captain Haaland against Liverpool. I'm going to captain Haaland against Southampton. I'm going to captain Haaland in game week 12. And I'll just put the vice captain on someone else. And that's it. And that's it. Yeah, I get it. I mean, for Liverpool to score 3 goals, Salah only comes away with an assist. Like, it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. What am I going to do with Mitrovic? I don't know. I mean, really, I want to keep hold of him because he's cheap, and I can't go to Solanke. I already own him. Christ, I might own Solanke. But it's Bournemouth at home, Villa at home, Leeds away, Everton at home. Like, I still want to keep him for these fixtures. So if he's out for 1 week, I've got 2 options. One would just be to... this is my team for next week, by the way. One would just be to play Gay or Nico Williams, which I could do, and just bench Mitrovic. The other option would just be to do what I changed my mind on 30 seconds before the deadline and do Gay to Trippier and just play Trippier and bench Mitrovic. But I don't know if I would do that. I don't know, because I should have just probably gone with that in the first place. I'll keep my score up anyway so people can laugh at it. Like, keep up my team for last week. Kai Sunchan, thank you very much. Plan by week 12 was Pope came. Now I'm thinking, is it worth it to get those Liverpool players in? Maybe not. I mean, I still think Salah's probably going to be the best captain in game week 12 because Haaland's not playing. And I think, well, to be fair, Kane's got Man United. The way they play today, maybe you should just captain Kane. But yeah, Pope, Kane, Bowen, Trippier out for Guaita, Trent, Salah, Solanke. Yeah, maybe that won't be worth it. Maybe that won't be worth it now. I think, to be fair, this is, as much as I've backed Salah, I have said a lot over the last few weeks. If you're not going to captain Salah and you're just going to continue to captain Haaland, yeah, maybe the value just isn't there. I've said that quite a few times. Man, if you had Foden and Haaland, fair play. Double hat-tricks, that's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I bet Danny Ward doesn't save a penalty. I bet he just concedes. And that's it. KDB is easily second premium, we told you. Yeah, well done. I had Haaland and Foden with Haaland captain. Very nice. Yeah, De Bruyne has been great. And I think, like, that was it the second Haaland goal? The one where De Bruyne just, like, bends it around the defence and Haaland's got, like, such long legs, he just gets to it. Like, it's not even fun to watch. It wasn't even fun to watch today at all. My FPL ID is 1,304. I don't know if anyone actually wants to talk about anything or just wants to laugh at me for not captaining Haaland. I think that might be all people really want to do. You sold Foden after 8 weeks. Ouch. Ouch. Where do I think I will rank this season? I don't know. I still think top 50k is on, to be honest. I'm not massively worried. I know I keep saying like this early on, the points are quite close. So I wouldn't worry too much. I'm a little bit worried now. I won't lie, right? Going from 600k to 2 million is pretty bad. But it's still possible to get a high rank. But I need to start turning it around sooner rather than later. I remember last year I was 10k. I was nearly top 10k, and I went all the way down to 200k over a few weeks. But 200k doesn't sound quite as bad as 2 million right now. In 1 week, I've caught up to you nearly 1.5 million when we both wildcard. I know, like there's loads of people that have done that. They've absolutely smashed it this week, and they've caught up or overtaken. Like really bad. I don't know if I've had a worse game week. I mean, I think it's easy to say that because it's obviously very recent. It's just happened, but it feels pretty bad. Yeah, if you had Sinistera, that really sucks because a lot of people will have gone for Sinistera instead of Martinelli, and Sinistera's gone and got sent off, and Martinelli's got an assist. Arsenal, by the way, scored 3 goals against Spurs. The way Liverpool are defending right now, there's no reason why Arsenal are not going to go and score against Liverpool. Definitely not. Costa seems like a good shout. He looked good. Yeah, possibly. I mean, how many minutes did he actually play, by the way? He came on, right? I mean, he only played 32 minutes. I would say fitness is going to be a big problem with Diego Costa. Initially, anyway. I don't think I'm going to go there soon. I think I'll stick with Solanke. Yeah, chip usage will definitely play a big part, but again, I'm not really. I know people would probably prefer for me to be really down and stuff. I'm not that worried. Like I'm not going to probably get a third top 10k in a row, which kind of sucks because I was kind of hoping I could do that. But I can still get a pretty decent. Wolves have set their manager. That is true, yeah. But I mean, how many managers have they gone through recently? They're not getting any better attacking wise, right? That's one of the issues with them. FPL Audit Romano, thank you very much. 13 months as a member. Commiserations this week. Yeah, thank you. I didn't press save and missed out on Captain and Haaland. Ouch. Yes, to everyone in the chat that's saying Salah destroyed me, thank you. I hadn't realised, but I'm glad I'm on this stream for people to just make sure that I absolutely know that it was Salah's fault for my score this week. So thank you very much. I hadn't realised. One thing I did do this weekend, I was already worried about this wildcard before any matches kicked off. I didn't check any of the results until like 5 o'clock when Salah had played. And I kind of wish I'd just waited until today, to be honest. I might do that. I might try and do that from now on. Just not. It's annoying because you want to watch the football. I was doing stuff this weekend, though, so I couldn't watch them anyway. Yeah, I could still get top 10k for sure. But it's obviously going to be very... God, there's some idiots around, isn't there? It's obviously going to be much more difficult. Goodbye, Benjamin. Blocked forever. Good riddance. Desperately want to knee-jerk and get Foden now. Definitely will be for Game Week 13. Yeah, I think in Game Week 13 there's going to be a big decision because I think Maddison's got Wolves away and then Man City at home, I think. So he looks like a good one to move on. So it could be Saka, it could be Luis Diaz, and I think a lot of people now will be looking at Foden. So it might even be a case if you are going to captain Haaland for those 13, 14, 15, 16, which most people probably will now. Maybe if you've got Salah or a premium, maybe you should get a bunch of 8 million mids in. Got announced that over 3,000 United supporters triple captain Haaland. Yeah, it was brutal today. It really was. The way the Man United played. I think it was like suicide playing with Ericsson. I know that has been the team, Ericsson, McTominay, Fernandes, but to play that against Man City, I feel like maybe should have gone even more defensively minded. You had a battle with Azamar. I know. How bad has it gotten? Oh. Yeah, Bowen getting 14 points. That just my wild card in Game Week 8 would have been so good. I know ifs and but I get it, but like that was the team I was going to go for. Such a killer. Last season I wild carded 1 week early, And I remember I got like a few Chelsea defenders. Then a week later, everyone got Chilwell and James. They absolutely smashed it. I was too late to them. And this week, it feels like this season, it feels like I've gone a week late. Should have gone in 8. I think the problem with trying to get players like Foden now is obviously the blank in game week 12. Like the closer we get to game week 12, the less you can really make a justification for transferring them in, possibly. But it is Southampton at home. Could be some big scores. Could be some big scores. Yeah, that's one of the things about not tracking the scores as you go. So I get my phone out. I go to check the FPL website. I see that I've got 20 points, so straight away I know it's been an awful week because obviously I know which players have played. So I'm looking at it, I'm thinking 20 points. I don't even want to scroll down. I scroll down, I see Salah's got a return, Trent's on 0 points. I scroll down to see the score, it's 3-3, 3 goals, Salah hasn't scored. Then the worst thing is, I see Newcastle 4-1. So then I'm thinking, oh no, please tell me Trippier hasn't scored or assisted. No goals, no assists. Perfect, he's conceded. And then I find out 20 minutes later, they didn't concede because he went off before the goal. So I know Trippier and Newcastle defenders owners probably deserved that over the last 2 weeks to get a clean sheet from those 2 games. But when I thought he conceded, and then later on I find out, yes, I was like, oh, this just it just all went from like bad to worse. Bad to worse. Bad to worst? Bad to worse? I don't know if that's the right way of saying it. So, like, just everything about this weekend from an FPL point of view was just awful. When was the last time you were this low at this point in the season or later? Honestly, I know a lot of people track this stuff and they have graphs and stuff to see where they are. And I kind of wish I'd done that over the years, but I've never done it. I want to say I've never been this low at this stage of the season. I don't think. I really don't think so. So that is not good. Yeah. I think it was. If you take out Haaland for a second, it was a pretty bad week all round. I get it, but it was a pretty bad week, and I didn't captain Haaland. That's why it makes it so bad, you know. Missed deadline, so didn't wildcard. Would have sold Foden and Jesus for Maddison and Mitrovic. Very nice. And had Salah captain. Wildcard would have scored 46. Ended up scoring 94. Wow, Jordan, that's amazing. Fair play. Fair play for missing the deadline. When will I stop going against Haaland captain? I don't know. I mean, Salah's got some good fixtures after the game at 12. You never know. We do need Salah to smash Haaland soon, just to make things interesting. Because until Haaland blanks and Salah gets like a hat trick, it's just not even a conversation. Even if Haaland blanks and Salah gets like 1 goal, 1 assist, it's not really going to change people's minds. And I think Salah has got some good fixtures coming up, but I just don't think I can keep going against it. That's why I almost swapped this week. I just thought I cannot be punished again. The only way this game is get any worse is Leicester sign a goalkeeper on a free to displace both Ward and Evers. At least I got 1 million to sort it in the bank. 1 million to sort it out, I guess. Transfer Foden out for Maddison last minute. Ouch, that sucks. I mean, Maddison could get something. He's not going to get a hat trick, but at least he could get something, I guess. Forget Cancelo, 3 City for me. Foden, De Bruyne, and Haaland. Yeah, could well be. That's another thing that I considered. Like, remember early on in the international break, I said about Cancelo, could we ditch him on wildcard? Why did I think we could ditch him? Because I thought Man United would score against them. And that I thought Southampton at home was the only clean sheet they were going to get in 4 games. So Man United would score, Liverpool would score, then they got a blank. And I still went for Cancelo over Trippier. This is what I mean. Like, and I know it's just one little thing, but when you get all of those things at once, it's hard to like forget about those little things. So that was a bit annoying as well. And he's just comforting knowing that Fabio Borges... is it Borges? Borges? I don't know. Also had a terrible week. He did, yeah. He didn't captain Salah, though. Yeah, I have mentioned Cancelo's stats a few times. I mean, when I was comparing him to Trent, for example, look how that went. 0 points for Trent. Yeah, his numbers are pretty bad. Chin up points will come. What to do about Trent? Yeah, I mean Trent. I mean, maybe I should bench Trent and play Nico Williams next week. Maybe that's the play. I think with Liverpool players, you've got to keep them. I mean, you can maybe make a case to do Trent to Trippier this week if you don't own him, but I assume most of you do. But then the week after they play Man United, and I would expect Newcastle to concede. I'm not going to... I don't even think it's like doubling down, but I don't think I can make any rash decisions. I don't have a wild card, so I can't now suddenly bail on all my plans. I've just got to hope that at some point it clicks. So next week, for example, I probably make no transfers, realistically. Obviously, I'm going to captain Haaland. I've just got to hope that some other stuff comes in. I mean, for all of like Zaha and James and Cancelo and Trent and Salah pretty much as well, blanked, and Solanke, Mitrovic getting 0 points. I mean, that is just a real bad week last week. It can't be that bad again this week for sure. So we got to see. I got to see what happens. I don't think there's any point in like knee-jerking and just panicking. I think it'd be very easy to make like a raise transfer, but it's not going to happen. I mean, there is part of me that is considering benching Trent, but I just don't think I can do it. I don't think I can do it. I just think Arsenal are going to score. I mean, really, I should apply the same logic I kind of half applied to Cancelo. I think Arsenal score. At home, I just don't see Liverpool keeping them out. I think that's the point we're at right now. Arsenal have been so good. And Liverpool defence just hasn't been great. So I just don't think I can bench Trent for Nico Williams. It just, when I say it out loud, it just doesn't sound right. Trent free kicks. Yeah, maybe. If you didn't have Liverpool players, would you plan to bring any in the next 3 game weeks? Oh, that's a good question. Probably not till game week 12 now, for sure. I still think, maybe not this week, probably not now, but I still think I would. I'm not saying Salah captain over Haaland, but I would put money on. I would put money on Salah outscoring De Bruyne. I don't think it's fair to just remove the blank completely because one of Salah's good fixtures is in game week 12. But I still think Salah outscores De Bruyne from now till game week 16. But the fact that De Bruyne plays Southampton this week is definitely a bit of a panic because that could be a huge score. Huge score. I mean, Haaland's literally got 3 hat-tricks in 8 games. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Do you worry about people using the same team as yours? Hell no. If they use the same team as mine, they're doing really badly. Yeah, Haaland ain't getting benched. I mean, they were like, what? 5 something, 6 something up. They're making all the substitutes. He stays on. Mental. Have Haaland, of course. Captain, of course. Foden, Cancelo. Wildcard before or after Liverpool? I think you got a wild. I think if you've got your wild card, it has to be game week 13, right? Like, I don't see why you wouldn't do game week 13. Take out a couple of your Man City players in game week 12, get them back in. Job done. On 3 million wild card in game week 13. Thoughts on De Silva to Zaha and Kyle Walker to a sub 4.9 turnover for game week 10? Maybe Gay, Mitchell, Mings, or Doherty. Yeah, I mean, Emerson Royale is obviously going to be suspended. What is he going to be? Let me just check. Is he going to be? I don't even know. This is real bad. I should have probably caught up by now. He's out until... Yeah, he's out for 3 games. That's what I thought. So Doherty, maybe. There is a chance they play Sessegnon and Perisic, though. That's my only slight worry. I do like Doherty, though. Mings, possibly. You could go Johnny for Wolves. But then you don't know now if he's definitely going to start with a new manager. Gay's probably the best option. Is Trent Liverpool defence a bit of a non-option at this point? No issue starting attackers against them at present. Yeah, you could. Yeah, for at least the next couple of weeks. I mean, Arsenal and Liverpool, tough games. Game week 12 onwards, let's see. Let's see. I mean, I think there is probably a case to go a little bit cheaper in defence. I don't know if we need... This is the problem now. I've whoa. There go the headphones. I've wildcarded now, so I can't quickly change it. But do we need Trent and Cancelo? That's now on my mind. Do we need both? Could I spend even more money in attack? Quite possibly. Like, for example, not now, but in a few weeks, ditch Solanke, get a dud forward in there, and go for another £8 million midfielder. That's what my wildcard would have looked like. My Game Week 8 wildcard, that's kind of what I was... I think I would have had Maddison, Saka and Bowen, and I would have done Saka to Zaha this week. And eventually I would have done Bowen to Salah, so that doesn't work. Yeah, but getting it, maybe trying to get a third 8 million mid could work. Yeah, trying to get Jesus back in is definitely a thing now as well. The great thing about Jesus is he's been brilliant, and yet he's still like 8 million. It's mad. Trent came close yesterday. Could have easily been a different outcome. I think Trent had 3 shots. Yeah, saw that. I watched the highlights. I didn't really see him or Salah really. Like, Salah had 5 shots, but the highlights I saw didn't show any of them, so I'm not really quite sure how good they were. Yeah, I noticed that yesterday. The deadline next week is 1:30 on Saturday afternoon. It's not 11 a.m. Cancelo might get right back now that Walker is out. Yeah, and I could also make Gomez a possible option as well. Despite the hate for Trent, his stats are still far better than Cancelo's. That is true, but obviously Cancelo's playing in a much better defence. I know that didn't work today. Like, I'm still... I guess my confidence is wavering a little bit, but I'm still fairly confident that Salah and Trent will be fine. But I think because of Haaland, it just doesn't matter as much. That's the key thing, like I spoke about, like we talked about earlier, right? It's not that Salah is now awful and finished. That's just nonsense. And he probably will do fine going forward. Like, he's got 6 returns in 7, right? He just needs to start scoring a few goals. Once that happens, he'll be a perfectly fine asset. The problem is it's not going to matter because people are going to continue to captain Haaland. And unless Salah starts racking up 10, 12, 13 pointers like 2-3 weeks in a row, it's just not going to make any difference to FPL. So that's the thing with Liverpool. I think they will be fine. The way things are going, they're just not going to be as big of an issue for people that don't have them. Because even if you don't have Trent and Salah, and they, like, let's say in game week 13, right? I think they're playing Nottingham Forest. Yeah, Nottingham Forest is an away game. Let's say Trent goes and gets a 15-pointer and Salah gets a hat-trick, right? It's big, probably not going to happen, right? But let's say that happens. You might concede some points to people that have them when you don't, but it's not going to be a massive amount because their ownership is dropping. And then for them to do that again is very unlikely. So it's just not going to matter that much. I think for all... Essentially what I'm trying to say in a bad way is, I think if things continue as they have been, you're probably going to miss out on a big haul from those two at some point, but you'll have so many points from the other weeks, it's just not going to matter. And you're not going to feel like you have to get them in straight away. I think that's the issue. You're just basing that off player names, nothing to do with... What is form like? Salah's got 6 returns in 7 games. Is that out of form? What would he have to do to be in form? I mean, it would be nice if he scored a few more goals. Don't get me wrong. I'd rather have 4 goals, 2 assists than 2 goals, 4 assists. No, I'm not banking. No. I think you. No, I think if you're saying I'm banking on a Salah and Trent Hall out of the blue, you've missed the point. Either you've missed the point, or I haven't explained it very well. Salah probably would be the most captain in game week 12. I don't know. Possibly, yeah. I think probably because a lot of people will have De Bruyne and they'll just switch to Salah and then look to switch back. So he probably will be the heavily captain in game week 12. But that's not going to matter then, is it? Because a lot of people will have him anyway. feel Liverpool have given up this season. Have they really given up already? How far behind are they? I mean, Man City are going to win the league. We knew that before the season kicked off, right? So that's nothing new. Oh my God, they're 10 points behind City already. They got a game in hand though, so it could be 7. Yeah, it's done. City are going to win the league. Arsenal, there's no disrespect to you, but Man City are ridiculous. Arsenal, you will get top 4 easy this season, but Man City is still winning the league. Man City, let's be honest. Also, Man United is still ahead of Liverpool 7 games in. Brilliant. Brilliant. I mean, Man United have played 7 games. They've already played Man City, Liverpool and Arsenal. I mean, you know, in the grand scheme of things, it ain't that bad for Man United, given what I was expecting before the season started. Can you try explaining the not banking on Salah? I can't remember what I was talking about now. But I think the question was about Salah and whether it was about Liverpool players and whether they're going to be needed. I was trying to just point out that maybe they won't be, because people will be getting so many points outside of the... Like, I'm just saying, if they get a haul over the next 3 or 4 weeks, and it's the only week it happens, people that don't have them, yeah, it might hurt a little bit that week, but they will have gained so much outside of it, it won't matter. So I still find it very hard to sit here and say they're not good options from game week 12 onwards, if I'm honest. But for anyone that didn't go for them this week, because then it was Arsenal away and Man City at home, you're absolutely laughing now. Absolutely laughing, because I'm not expecting many points next 2 weeks. Will my strategy change after this game week? I don't think so, not massively, to be honest. I can't make wholesale change. I'm not going to suddenly take like a -8 or a -12 or something like that. So, no, I don't think so. I'll captain Haaland this week, and I definitely won't consider Salah. That's for sure. Do you buy into targeting players against Trent? Do you mean from are you talking FPL now or real life? I do think that is what teams do, yeah. But I don't think it's necessarily that they're targeting Trent. It's they're targeting that side because they know Trent's going to go forward, right? Like if Klopp said to Trent, stay back, don't go forward, like he's not that bad of a defender where they would just all focus their attacks down the right-hand side, if that makes sense. So what... I understand now. So then what that tells me is, what's the point of owning Trent, Salah in the hope of a random haul? No, I'm not hoping for a random haul. I'm just talking about a scenario where a random haul happens, right? I'm obviously hoping that they get steady points. I'm just saying that if it carries on like this, maybe people don't need them. But obviously I've made the bet now that they will be good over the next few weeks. I'm not just saying own them in the hope that once in the next 20 weeks they get a random haul. I'm just saying, if that's what happens, then yeah, of course, people will be happy about them. I'm a Liverpool supporter and I'm done with the league. Go for the cups again if we can. Yeah, Salah has got steady points, but again, it comes back to that. It comes back to the fact that it's not good enough against Haaland. That's it. One thing is for sure, right? The amount of people I've had to mute and block this weekend is mad. It's absolutely mad. And I haven't even checked like my replies that much on Twitter. We all missed the days of the Salah permanent captain of first half last season, how times were easy for us all. To be fair, this is very easy for people right now. They're just permanently captain in Haaland. Will you stop telling people how to fancy if you keep on being so bad? Oh my God. Basically, if you're comfortable with Salah in the long run, or in this case until game week 16, then there's nothing wrong with him. Yeah, for sure. I don't know how I manage the blankets. I want to keep Triple City and Martinelli. Well, you won't. Well, you could just play with 10 players, but I would just sell one of your City players and buy him back. I'm going to keep Martinelli, yeah. Game week 11, Salah will outscore Haaland at Anfield. Look, I got to be honest, right, and I don't like doing this. You know how I've played the last few seasons. I don't take into account form and points scored to make my next decision. Before this weekend, I was considering captaining Salah instead of Haaland game week 11. I just don't think I can do it. I honestly just don't think I can do it. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, again, obviously I don't have a crystal ball. I'm not saying that Salah will outscore De Bruyne. I'm just saying I think there's a good chance. I'm keeping Salah till game week 16. Who knows? Who knows? Probably though. I don't see me using a transfer. I just think there's so much other stuff to do between now and game week 16. I just don't think I'm going to have spare transfers to get rid of Salah, and I don't really want to be honest. Like I think these fixtures here, like this fixture run, apart from Spurs away, is really good for Liverpool. So would I be completely shocked if they got a decent amount of wins and a decent amount of goals in this run? No. I mean, we got to remember they've just scored 3 goals. So as much as the results haven't been good, they are still scoring goals. So it might not be good for Trent because they're conceding goals as well. They've scored 18 goals. They've scored... I mean, Man City have been ridiculous. But every time I look at their numbers, it's just crazy. Man City have scored 29, but Liverpool have scored 18. 1 less than Spurs, 2 less than Arsenal. Like, they're still scoring goals. So with those fixtures, I don't see how Salah doesn't get points. But again, whether or not I think that's enough to not captain Haaland, that's a different question. Yeah, look, it might be better to spread the funds. But again, I think you need to take into account how many transfers and stuff we've got. And like this week I'm going to roll. Game week 11, I don't have a transfer in mind really. But I'm not going to take Salah out before he plays West Ham in 12 when Man City and Arsenal are blanking. Then we get to game week 13. Now, is my priority to remove Salah against Nottingham Forest away? Or is it to, you know, get Cancelo back possibly? Or to do Maddison to Saka or Maddison to Foden? I would say that other move is more important. And then what is it then? It's... Then it's Leeds at home. So am I going to look at my team in game week 14 and think, well, Salah's playing Leeds at home, I've got to get rid of him? Probably not. So I think the chance of me taking Salah out and spreading the funds, it's just not enough time to do that now. It's just not enough time to do it. In your own words, narratives change quickly. Once Salah hauls half the managers against him, we'll probably get him back. I don't think they will. I genuinely don't think they will. I think things have changed enough over the first 9 game weeks where I don't think people will. I think there's obviously always going to be like a certain percentage of managers that once a player hauls, they want to get him straight in. We see that all the time, right? Random player out of the blue gets 2 or 3 goals. Suddenly they got loads of transfers in. So people will want him, but I don't think they'll panic as much because they'll just captain Haaland. So it won't matter to them. So I don't think it's going to matter as much. The narrative will maybe change a little bit, but I think the captaincy is so big with high-priced players that if you're not going to captain Salah, even if he hauls, and then next week you're still going to captain Haaland anyway, there's not as much of a rush to get Salah in. So I don't know if it will. I don't know if the narrative will change that much. The whole Salah's out of form. Oh, now he's hauled, he's in form. That will happen, of course. But from an FPL point of view, I don't know if it will change too much. We'll see. Who is the priority to get out? Mitrovic or Isak? I mean, realistically, we have to wait and see what the deal is with them, right? Klopp is not getting sacked. Come on. That would be madness. Do. How did my son do this game? I don't actually know, but he's permanently captaining Haaland, so he probably did fine. He definitely did better than me. Oh, he's listening next door. Hang on, he's just shouted how many points he got. I can't hear because I got music in. Hang on, he just shouted. Oh, I think it was huge. What'd you get? 88 points. Oh, everyone's outscoring. My missus isn't even playing. She's probably done better than me. I might rebuy Salah when he's dropped to 12.6. I know, I was so happy that he went down in price so I could get him for 12.8. It'll probably be about 12 million by the time he scores. 88 points, like, it's disgusting. Is Luis Diaz better value than Salah? Possibly, without captain, yeah. What would we even do if Mitrovic is out for 2 weeks? Well, do you know what I would do? Because I've got 1.1 million in the bank, I'd probably sell him. But the thing is, I don't know who to. I don't know who to, because I got 1.1 million, so I can go up to 7.9. Even if I wanted, Jesus, I can't afford him, and obviously he's got the blank. I could bring in Tony, but I don't like Brentford's fixtures all that much. Like Newcastle away, Brighton at home, Chelsea. It doesn't scream massive amounts of goals to me, but he's a solid pick. So realistically, I think... Now, Bamford didn't even start today. Bamford didn't even start. Yeah, Wilson maybe. Martial possibly. Martial obviously got 2 goals today. Let me see. He's only 6.9. I just... Chelsea away, Spurs. I don't know. He could be alright. Could be alright. I think I'd probably more likely go Wilson, to be honest. But part of me would possibly look to bench him, and then with 2 transfers, maybe switch funds around. But I don't really know where I'd go. I mean, I could do Andreas and Mitrovic to a 4.3 and another £8 million midfielder. That could be an option. But again, I'm not going to want Foden before the blank. I'm not going to want Saka before the blank. So it's tricky. It's really tricky if Mitrovic is out. Salah to Kane, yeah. Yeah, possibly. Wilson, great pick, but another headache 2 to 3 weeks' time with injury. Yeah, you're right. You're right. This is a problem, and this is the funny thing. What have we said all season? Oh, there's so many forwards. And all of a sudden, because I can't afford Kane, like I don't have like 5 million in the bank or 4 million, whatever it is, 5 million. Maybe there's not as many strikers, especially when I've already got the king that is Solanke, you know. Anyway, the good news is I'm getting better at FIFA, so, you know, there's positives. No, I'm not going Spurs defence, I don't think. Yeah, I saw a lot of people say that Solanke should have had a penalty, but, you know, is what it is. When's the FIFA? I don't know if I can do FIFA streams because I think I just rage too much. I don't know. I keep thinking about setting up a Twitch channel, but I don't know. The thing is, do you know what the problem is with streaming, right? Maybe it's a bit like this channel, right? I was a lot worse when I first started than I am now. You know, a lot of people might say that, you know, I'm still bad at the game or bad at streaming or whatever, but I'm definitely better than I was. But with gaming, I find it really difficult because I feel like people are watching for entertainment, so they want to see someone that's good. So I just stress more about how I play. I just don't play how I would play without the camera on. I'm just not a great FIFA player. You're not going to see me going and scoring 5-6 games, 5-6 goals in a game. You know. But anyway, we can talk about that another time. Problem with Dominic is he's so lanky. Got it. It's like Call of Duty. I'd love to do streams on Call of Duty, but do you know what? Sometimes I camp. Sometimes I get killed 5 times in a row. But I should just take my own advice. Right? My advice to anybody that wants to start doing something online is just to do it and don't worry about how bad it is. So I should just do that. Yeah, PUBG, yeah. Anyway, back to FPL. Just editing. Sorry, that's not what I meant to read. Yeah, Kepa possibly, but I really want to see Kepa and Mendy in the squad before it happens. Don't worry, we've got Champions League this week. You might get a better game week in that. The problem is that game's annoyed me because I freaking didn't make my subs in the first week. It's just all going wrong. It's just all going wrong. I'm just bad at fantasy football. I'm bad at fantasy football. I'm gonna have triple England in my World Cup fantasy team. That'll be a disaster. Saka to Maddison or Zaha? Ooh, tough question. Genuinely tough question. I think I would go Zaha, but are you getting Saka back for the player you bring in? Because if you are, I think it's a lot harder. Because Maddison's fixtures, even though you're missing Nottingham Forest, is still pretty good for the next 3 weeks. Then you can bring Saka back. If you're looking to bring this player in and keep him until 16, I'd get Zaha. Yeah, honestly, like, there's no better time to start doing what you want to do than right now. Honestly, I just, and I've got time as well. I've got time to stream. I'm gonna captain Haaland. Picking Maguire in World Cup fantasy. I might if you play it, if he's in the squad. Did this game week change anything on your perspective when it comes to goalkeepers? Well, I was freaking annoyed that Raya kept a clean sheet because he might have been possibly would have been the 4.5 I would have gone for. Also, that West Ham got a clean sheet as well. Fabianski, Zuma, all these players. I know I've talked about a lot of players, but it's just, my perspective on goalkeepers might change at about 10 o'clock tomorrow night when Ward concedes about 5 goals to Nottingham Forest. If Ward keeps a clean sheet, I might celebrate that like a Haaland captaincy this week. Got Raya in last second for Pope. Nice. I have Haaland and Foden in my squad, but Maddison's my captain. Yeah, I know my captain did rubbish, but I just didn't fancy Maddison captain at all, to be honest. Not against Haaland. I know I say it out loud, right? It's so obvious, right? You just captain Haaland, but I had no idea when you'd be able to create a team for World Cup fantasy. Ward clean sheet, get him on the wall. If he gets a clean sheet, a penalty save and some bonus points, he's straight on the wall. I don't care. He's straight on the wall. Will you start going for mad differentials to get the ranks back? No. I think actually, I mean, it's not great for new subscribers and stuff to not be doing very well. But I mean, it's good to put my own chat to the test, right? Because what do I always say? If you've got a bad rank, don't just go for differentials for the sake of it. Keep playing the same game and just hope that some of your stuff starts to come off, right? Like, hope that Trent and Salah come off in game weeks 12, 13, 14, etc. when people still won't be on them. Do you fondly miss the days of Antonio bagging 4 as a differential? I do, but that was my worst season yet that season. It was great, though. Oh, voice is going a bit. Oh, hang on. This is why I can't stream. This is officially a quarter of the season done. Oof. Yeah, I don't buy into the need for differentials, you know. Am I worried about Gameweek 13 wildcards? I feel they're going to look so good compared to those already in wildcard 8 or 9. Possibly. I don't think there's going to be a huge amount of people that do it, though. You're only 20 points off 700k. Yeah, but 700k is not where I want to be. I know, though. I know. I'm not panicking. I think everyone else is panicking for me, to be honest with you. I've still got Phoenix on. This stream's been going for 52 minutes. I've had Phoenix in my ears the whole time. Gameweek 13 wildcard is going to be Haaland, 2 City players, maybe not Cancelo and 1. It might be Foden and De Bruyne possibly. So 3 Man City, 2 to 3 Arsenal. I don't know. Maybe people won't go for Liverpool players. I hate comments like this. Admit your mistake of keeping Salah over De Bruyne. Like, what do you want me to say? Do I have to admit in a mistake every time I bring in a player that doesn't score as many points? If you want me to admit a mistake, I should have bought in Harry Kane instead of Solanke. I should have bought in Trossard. I should have bought in Trossard instead of Salah. Strange that you always need music in your ears when streaming. It's kind of get used to it. The thing is, if I don't have it in my ears now, like I can just hear myself more, and like the rooms, just I don't know. It's like I don't know. I can't explain it. It just doesn't feel right. I should have taken a hit. I should have wildcarded and straight away taken a hit to get Trossard in. That shouldn't have been. I should have captained Trossard. I mean, it's obvious. Hat trick against Liverpool. Look at the City's fixtures after the blank. I'd still rather have De Bruyne than Salah. Nah, look. I'll happily compromise on the captain. I'm not compromising on De Bruyne over Salah, I don't think. Not for these fixtures. I'll happily take a bet with someone that Salah outscores De Bruyne these 4 game weeks. I'll wait closer to the time to make that bet, though. Okay, this is a good question that I don't think anyone has asked, right? So I'll ask the question myself, then I'll answer it. Although it's not great, because who would wildcard this week? But if I was going to wildcard this week, what would I change from this team? What would I change from this team if I wildcarded this week? I don't know. Now, if I wildcarded in Game Week 13, it might be a bit different. I mean, I'd probably have Trippier. Instead of Trent. I will get Trent back later. Or Trippier instead of Cancelo and get him back later. But I don't think I'd want to take Cancelo out before Southampton. Goalkeepers, possibly, yeah. Possibly goalkeepers. But I don't want to say I'd change the goalkeepers. They've not even played yet, right? They're in there because they're cheap. But I guess they're in there because I wanted Trent and Salah, and maybe that doesn't matter. I would have Salah, I think. I would have Salah. Because the alternate, maybe Son, because he's got Everton in Game Week 11, but I don't think so. Maybe I would have Kane instead of Solanke, and then look to switch to Salah later. Possibly, I don't know. Mitrovic, obviously, if he's injured, would be out, but not a huge amount. So that, I think I would have Salah. I think I would probably have Salah still. Because of the blank, right? It's not really a fair question, because the blank really does change things. It'd be interesting to see if people do Salah to De Bruyne this week. I'm sure some people have got it planned. Will you now persist with Salah? I'm not going to switch Salah to De Bruyne. So I think look, if De Bruyne goes and gets 3-4 returns, then yeah, it's going to look great. But I just don't think it's worth 2 transfers. So there's no chance of that happening. Wildcard 13 over wildcard 8-9. Nah, I don't think so. If I'd wildcarded an 8, my team would be smashing it right now. I'd be like 50-60 points up. Are you done with the Hall of Fame as your background? No, I've still got it. My voice is going. I've got a tickly throat. Yes, I'm stubborn with Salah. I get it. You and about 50 other thousand people have pointed out. But again, it's like I always say, like this is the thing I can't get my head around, right? De Bruyne has had one. Has he had one more game? He's had one more game than Salah only. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. De Bruyne has had an extra game over Salah, right? And again, people are still talking as if De Bruyne has been amazing, which he has been, and Salah's been awful. Salah's only 10 points behind. I know 10 points over 9 game weeks. Like one point a game week is still like nearly 40 points come the end of the season. So I get it, it's still big. But Salah's like awful and De Bruyne is amazing. There's only 10 points in it. That could change so quickly. So quick. It's not going to change this week because De Bruyne is going to smash it against Southampton. Yes, but the fact he's played less minutes is a good thing for Salah, right? He's always on the pitch. Excuse me. Sorry. He has played less minutes, that is true. But the fact that Salah's always on the pitch is a big plus for him, right? Not at the moment, because he can't score. Used to Salah smash it though, so it feels worse compared to previous seasons. I get it, yeah, and obviously De Bruyne is cheaper, but it's not like he's massively cheaper. It's 0.5 million difference now. So I think I would stick with Salah, not go for De Bruyne on wildcard. Stop trying to justify it, except you made a poor decision on what... Oh, Lucas, goodbye. Yes, we've spoken about it a lot of times. I already said it was a mistake. We're now talking about De Bruyne versus Salah for next week onwards. Keep up. I don't think Southampton will be rotation central. The Champions League game is easy. I think they'll be able to rest. They brought De Bruyne off early. I think they'll do the same in the Champions League. Andy will dance on the stream when Salah gets a double-digit haul. I won't, honestly. Because at that point, I still need like another 4 double-digit hauls to catch up. Do you think the Haaland rotation will still happen this season? No, I think we're over Haaland rotation. We have been for a few goals, right? I like that. Ward is still 2 goals away from Salah's goal tally. That is true. Would you hold De Bruyne for Liverpool away or bring Salah in that week? Salah coming in week after anyway. Yeah, look, honestly, I think that's a tough question. I think that's tough right now. I mean, Romano, right? You play the game a bit like me, right? I know we don't always have exactly the same picks or necessarily rate exactly the same players, but I think we're pretty similar, right? So I would still bank on Salah being better than De Bruyne for that game. Still. Like, has enough changed? I know, eye test, everyone's got the eye test on Salah, he's awful, but I can't help but keep looking at his numbers and thinking they're just the same as always. He just hasn't got the same amount of returns. So, like, I don't know. I don't want to become one of those knee-jerk people that I just come on live and just say, "Oh yeah, just go for the players that have just scored points." Like, I just don't want to do that, and I don't know. Like Haaland, fine. I'm happy to accept it, right? That he's amazing. But Salah versus De Bruyne, I'm still not there. I'm still not there. You're not taking into account the team is the form. There is a higher likelihood that De Bruyne gets more points than Salah because Man City is playing better than Liverpool. Yeah, I get it, and they've scored a lot of goals, but like Liverpool is still scoring goals. Are you saying the eye test is irrelevant? No, I didn't say that. I don't think. Did I say that? I don't think I did. Music in the background will be better. Yeah, I did that before though. Do you know what the problem with that is? You got to make sure you got loads of non-copyrighted music, and then people just moan that they don't like the music that's on. Then I change it, and then a different set of people moan. So I haven't had music for a long time. If you want to know how bonus points are determined, it tells you in the rules basically. Fair play lasting 58 minutes out today. Yeah, like you know me. I'm not like I've done this five plus years now. I'm never gonna shy away after a bad week, right? I've been ill recently, but like not ill enough to miss a stream. Haaland has scored more goals than 75% of teams in the league. I know. The thing is, what's ridiculous is we're 8 games into the season, and I feel like I've already run out of things to say about Haaland. He's just brilliant. He's amazing. Probably the best 9 in the league right now. Probably will be for the next few years. I've missed your super chat. Apologies. Yeah, it's not about form or how good or bad Salah or Trent are. It's about value for money, especially if Haaland is captain most weeks. Yeah, and to be fair, I think this is where sometimes people don't listen. Not you specifically, but like a lot of people. I have said for weeks, if you're not going to captain Salah, if you genuinely don't think he's a captaincy option, you're going to captain Haaland, then yeah, the value for money just isn't there. I still think for my own personal team, you don't have to do the same. That at some point the money has to be spent, and I'm still happy having Salah there. Like I don't think I'm necessarily going to miss out loads over the next few weeks by having him in. But yeah, I agree. I've said that for weeks. People have been asking me that question about captaincy and Salah for a long time. But I'll be captaining Game Week 12, so to me, he's still value. Captaincy options in Game Week 12 that aren't Salah. Well, I mean, let's have a look at Game Week 12. I mean, Trossard against Nottingham Forest at home could be an option. Solanke against Southampton at home. Okay, realistic ones. Diaz against Liverpool, against West Ham. Trippier against Everton, maybe. Kane or Son against Man United. Maddison against Leeds. I mean, I got to be honest, when I start reading out the possible options, like Mitrovic against Villa, I think Salah sounds pretty good. I think Salah looks pretty good to me. I don't know. If you're not captaining Salah in game week 12, let me know in the comments right now. Let me know in the live chat who you're captaining instead. Jordan, wildcard team. Pope, Ward, James, Trippier, Zuma, nice game. Oh, nice and cheap defence. Bowen, Foden, Maddison, Martinelli, Andreas, Haaland, Kane, Jesus, free hit 12. Nice. I'm not sure about free hit in game week 12, but if it works, fair play, yeah. Decent. Son, Kane. Okay, so people going against Man United, fair enough. Sterling, yeah, interesting. God, I'd love it if Haaland's not playing in game week 12 and Salah's still a differential captain. Please give this to me. I need it. I need it. Give me Salah as a differential when Haaland's not playing. Please. Please. Knowing how FPL have priced players this year, Haaland's going to score 400 points. He was 11.5 this year. They might put him up to 12, maybe. Yeah, we'll put him up to 12. Yeah, he gets another 400 points. Yeah, we'll put him up to 12.5. Look at City's fixtures after the blank, though. De Bruyne are better. Yeah, I don't agree, but he could do really well, yeah. I'm going to free hit sometime after Christmas. Don't go blocking people who say unpleasant things. Just ignore unless they spam the chat. But why? Why should the idiots be allowed to be idiots? Like, at the end of the day, like, you don't have to read all these comments. No, Phoenix. I've looked into it a bit more. I still think I can use Phoenix. So it's back for now. How do you recover from these big blows? I think you just got to try and don't even show my team. I think you just got to try and like realize that these bad weeks are going to happen. I think it's obviously much easier to have a bad week when everyone else is as well. Like, this is a bad week and lots of people have done really well. There's people with 100 points. Absolutely mad. But like, what can I do? It's happened now. I can't change it. So there's not really any point worrying about it. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not happy about it. But I know that when I'll sleep tonight, I'll wake up tomorrow. The game week won't be finished, but it's basically done. I'm looking ahead to game week 10. That's fine then. There's renewed hope. There's renewed hope that Salah might score a goal sometime between now and the World Cup. Do you really think I'm rattled? I feel like for someone that scored 44 points and has to come and face the music, I feel like I've been pretty good. I feel like I've been more upbeat in this stream than I have been in some other streams. Apart from a freaking throat is still tickling. What was your rank before Game Night? It's like 600k, like 640k. So I've dropped like, I think, let me just look exactly what I've dropped, because live FPL will very nicely tell me how badly I've been. So I have dropped precisely, I'll put it in the chat, minus... So I was 641,258. So I have dropped 1.4 million places. I'll put it in the chat. Oh, sorry, hang on. I was thinking my cold's been fine over the weekend because it's not been tickling my throat, but now it's getting real bad. That's how much I've dropped. 1.4 million places. See you later, Fozzie. Oh, for Christ's sake. I have to stop soon because I can't. This isn't going to go away, I don't think. Sorry, there's some super chats in. Worth Isak and De Bruyne to Kane and any mid under 7.5. No, I definitely want De Bruyne this week, to be honest. The thing is, you want De Bruyne this week. You want Kane in game week 11, so it's a tricky one. But I'd probably just keep De Bruyne now. Do you think if you weren't a United fan, you would captain Haaland? So, I want to say no, because I captained Salah last year. Salah played against Man United. He absolutely smashed it. I think he got a hat-trick, didn't he, or something? He got 3 returns, something like that. No, but I do wonder if subconsciously that did play a little bit on my mind. But I don't think so. I don't think so. No, of course I'm not doubting Haaland against Southampton. That's just a joke. It's just a joke. Like, one thing I would say is I didn't look at it and say I cannot captain Haaland because he's playing against Man United. Like, I don't really care about that. Like, I think obviously I don't want to captain players against Man United, but it's just FPL, right? Me captaining Haaland is not going to stop me not captaining Haaland is not going to stop him doing what he's doing, right? So I just usually make the best decision for FPL, worry about real football after. So I didn't look at the fixtures and say I can't captain Haaland. No, I didn't do that. Maybe subconsciously it could have been a thing, but I don't think so. Don't think so. Would you ever make 2 teams different decisions? Nah, for one thing, it's against the rules, and I just couldn't be bothered with it, to be honest. It's bad enough having to keep up with one team, you know? If Haaland and Salah's points were reversed, you'd be sat here a genius. Nobody can predict what's going to happen. Yeah, no, I wouldn't go along with that too much. Like, at the end of the day, like, things have changed this season. Plenty of people pointed out very early on that Haaland could be a permanent captain. I do think, like... And by the way, I do say this when things go right for me. I do think sometimes the swing can be pretty brutal and a little bit harsh. Like, was Haaland over Salah the right captain this week? Yes. Was it a decision that should have lost people that didn't do it 18 points? That seems a little bit harsh in 1 week. But, yeah, I wouldn't go along with that. I think, yeah, of course, right? I would look like a genius if Salah had got 23 points this week and Haaland got 5. But that didn't happen, and people captain Haaland because he's been great. So I wouldn't take that away from anyone, to be honest. It does feel so bad to have missed every hat-trick, though. He's had 3 hat-tricks in 9 game weeks, but obviously we've only had 8 fixtures, and I've missed every one. That hurts. This feels like Salah versus United Havertz swing last season. Yeah, a little bit. It's tough to believe Salah, who's always in the Golden Boot race, now struggles to score. Yeah, for sure. Respect for not being a sheep, just captain Haaland. But you've got to go for the best option, so fair play if you've captained Haaland all the way through. You said if Haaland outscored by 10, it'd be harsh, and I agree. 18. Yeah, 18 is just like... The thing is, I watched it, and who scored first? I think Foden scored first. So I'm already annoyed. Then Haaland scores. I'm like, oh no, here we go. And by the time he scored his hat-trick, I was laughing. I was just like, what can you do? And then he goes and gets an assist. Suddenly the guy's an assist machine. He's just brilliant. And Pep earlier is brilliant. Oh, I didn't captain Haaland, thanks. Yeah, I hadn't realised that, but there we go. Son outscored in goals Salah in 19 minutes. He did, yeah, he did. Like I said on Twitter yesterday, Danny Ward is only 2 goals behind Salah this season. Only 2 goals behind Salah. Do you think FPL got defender prices right now in hindsight? No, I would still say no, I think. I would still say no. You can't, like... I don't like the way they do it still, that, you know, attackers do really well, they suddenly shoot up in price, and defenders don't. It looks right now, they definitely didn't get Haaland's price right, if we're going that route. I don't want to bang on the drum too much about the fact that Haaland has now ruined FPL, because let's be honest, right? For lots of the last 5 seasons, Salah has been permanent captain. And people would have said at the time that's ruined FPL, but like these things always happen. There's always going to be a standout captain, especially for like a block of game weeks. It could be that Haaland is the best captain for the rest of the season, possibly. It looks very good right now, but I wouldn't say it's destroyed it. Honestly, people said this exact same thing about Salah last year. For the first half of the season, Salah just did not stop scoring. I know Haaland's doing it to a completely different rate right now, but Salah was ridiculous, and then everyone was saying the same thing. He's destroying FPL, he's permanent captain. Then all of a sudden, we're not captaining him. So things can change quickly. Haaland's not getting rested against Southampton. Honestly, I would give up trying to predict him being rested. Ignoring price, would you prefer to have Foden or De Bruyne? De Bruyne, I think. Next season's price for Salah 6 million, Haaland 20 point. Why 0.5? He played 90 minutes, but they just had a rest, haven't they? Over the international. Well, I guess he played in the international break. I think against Copenhagen, players are going to get rested and stuff, and have reduced minutes. Right, I'm going to leave it there because we've been going over an hour. There's only so many more times I can say yes. I hold my hands up. Haaland was brilliant. So yeah, fair play if you smashed it this week. I will be back all this week. If you don't want to watch the videos because I'm a fraud, that's absolutely fine. If you do still enjoy the content, make sure to give it a like. Hit that subscribe button if you're new around here. I will be back tomorrow with a video, and Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Deadline stream on Saturday. I'm looking forward to it. Things can only get better. Things, as someone who sang that song, things can only get better. Was it Take That? Take That. As Take That said, things can only get better. So, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I'm going to go and eat a cookie, and I'll catch you again soon.